Let's do the weekly astrology for February 2nd through 8th, 2025. Sorry, I'm a little late again. There's been a lot going on. We've had a ton of rain, but it's good to have the rain here. So let's do the astrology for this week. There is much to do, and the instability continues to increase. The North Node in Pisces comes together with Venus and Pisces, and the emotions amplify and the dreams intensify. Jupiter comes out of retrograde in Gemini, and Neptune just seems that it cannot help but amplify the dream. Buckle up, buttercups. We are on a ride, and what is clear is that this reality is going to take us all for the ride of our lives. February 2nd, the moon goes into Aries. The mood is angry, and lashing out continues. Aggression is uncorked, and the response is from others to not back down. What is coming is a fight, and we all know it. February 3rd, Venus will conjunct the North Node. To say people are on edge is an understatement. We do not want our reality to feel as if there are constant earthquakes happening, and we don't want to feel as if we are standing on quicksand at the same time. The finger of destiny is poking the bear. Astrologers will say we have an opportunity. That is to surrender and allow our intuitive flow to show us the path. While that sounds lovely, the reality is not so pleasant. There is a loud sigh of heavy breathing as the world recognizes what is happening. We see that moving out and into what lies ahead must include the agony of knowing how hard it will be going forward. February 4th, Jupiter goes direct, the moon in Taurus, and Venus into Aries. The moon is fully in Taurus, trying to steady the boat. Having ballast in our core helps in rough waters. It is important to know how we can rely upon ourselves, and when you know what you are capable of, we then can read others more honestly and objectively. Today, allow what is most familiar to be that ballast. Do things that give pleasure to others, and remember to be considerate of the feelings of others. Jupiter appears still in the sky, and it comes out of this retrograde cycle that has been dragging on us since October 9th, 2024. It is time to dive back into that project and find a way to move our energy towards things that give us back some enthusiasm and joy. Our confidence begins to turn around, and we reclaim our dreams and move us towards the things that we want to accomplish, and with what will matter. Our focus returns, and we find ways to feel more certain of our direction. Aries, the god of war, and Venus, the goddess of love, are trying to find a way to come together. The best way is to approach the cycles with fresh eyes and bold moves. There will be those that recognize that they feel impatient. For others, they feel desperate to find some sort of new balance. The best way to go is to handle things in a simple way. Don't overdo or overcomplicate your life right now. Too much stress is going to put some off the edge quickly. Best to do what is necessary and then have a list that can be methodically checked off. Our personal direction becomes clear. We have no choice but to have the courage to step on that path, knowing that we will have to rebuild while we watch the destruction of social steps that were so carefully and painstakingly created with the blood and toil of our ancestors. February 6th, the moon into Gemini. Many will feel the need to step back and away from the distortions. We see the devil and the divine working to break us of our own illusions and delusions. Know what is yours to work on and what is not yours at this time. We cannot do it all. We can only do what is our purpose and mission at this time. We cannot carry another other than ourselves and those that are under our care. We will step away from those that are overly dramatic or that want to inflame a fire that is already burning out of control. February 7th, Neptune and the North Node conjunct. Look to those things that bring in a feeling of being sacred and magical. Aspire to be better and work towards bringing more intuitive knowing into physical space. While we are human beings having an experience, we are also spiritual beings finding meaning and purpose in trying times. Destiny is knocking at your door. We look to what doors open to us at this time and actively choose to walk through them. The doors that are open do not show us where they lead. They simply show us the path that our soul must follow for enlightenment. February 8th, the moon moves into Cancer. The moon moves into the sign of home and family, Cancer. Sometimes it is the simple things that matter the most. This moon reminds us that we must shift our focus off ourselves and instead to our family and what we are going to need to protect them in these upcoming shifts and transformations. It helps us with perspective when we take the I out of the equation and instead only look to what our family and friends need at this time. This week, remember, you are a sacred being on a spiritual walk in this density. Remember that others are also spiritual beings seeking the paths that will lead them home. Just because their path is different does not mean that it is wrong for them. Just because you cannot walk that path does not mean you do not love and care about their well-being. The key this week is to live your life with intent and to remember that having an intention is a hollow dream, lacking substance.